Blue Dragon Presents Series kickoff in Fort Worth, Texas for 6-city tour with OffBeat Business Media, supporting front lines across the nation. Susan Hamilton's team is the community liaison for local business support and media coverage for Blue Dragon International Consultants, offering high-level training for police and firefighters in tactical approaches and better recovery post-trauma. OffBeat Business Media is taking local family business information to a whole new level. Frustrated by the lack of interest at the polls, founder and CEO Susan Hamilton began to make connections between apathetic voter turnout for local and national races and the actual influence the local family business sector felt they could wield. Turns out, the Blue Dragon International Consultants Tour kickoff in Fort Worth on August 30th to 31st is after that same local appeal, that patriotic vein that inspires and incites positive community action. With local family businesses on board, this conference will forge a strong bond between civilians and the front lines who protect them. Their call letters, OBBM, are new on the scene but expected to infiltrate localities across the nation over the next 2 years. Expect to see OBBM in the dashboard of your car next to iHeartRadio and Sirius XM soon. Hamilton smiles as she predicts the future of OffBeat Business Media. To Susan and the team at OBBM, Bill Brock, Ruth Mayfield, Shari Voigt, and Kevin Black, meeting the needs of the local family business through talk media directed at their cause and education is the best way to train this market to find resources they can use immediately to improve their cash flow and profitability. Susan contends, it's all a matter of making this vital connection between our families, businesses, and communities. It's easier through the internet, TV, radio, podcast, and magazine media they enjoy. This perspective makes OBBM a perfect match for Blue Dragon International Consultants, who want to improve the recently negative views many communities have of their police departments over the last few years. Escalated violence in our communities coupled with increased scrutiny over officer behavior makes this a particularly vulnerable time for our schools, churches, and public venues. If we don't support our officers with the right training and comprehensive post-trauma recovery methods, we are adding to the storm. The team at OffBeat Business Media are passionate about the mission, according to BDC co-founder, Paul Vick. They're professional, focused on the client's end objective, enthusiastic, with a dedicated staff and first-rate studio. OffBeat Business Media is a very professional source for the truth. Getting the word out there on relevant issues and how to combat adversity in these days is critical. Susan Hamilton and her team do a great job of that every day, chimes in brother and BDC co-founder, Dale Vick. Been a neighbor and friend to officers and firefighters many times in my life, recalls Susan. I remember sitting with a firefighter's wife while she drank wine and prayed, knowing her husband was on a close call because she listened to the scanner. I've known firsthand how officers return home after a night of threatening calls. They act like it's nothing at all, but I know their wives. The Blue Dragon International Consultants speak candidly about things I've seen, but their experience of events goes well beyond anything I could imagine dealing with. Still, they are rock solid and devoted to their families and communities. And I believe it has everything to do with their recognition that they not go through these traumas in isolation, but with support and faith. With my own eyes, I've seen officers respond to violent drug calls and need to subdue and control situations that I or others could not. It's a horrifying thing not to be sure an officer will treat someone behaving violently with caution. In our nation, people of color are concerned that skin color alone can escalate their vulnerability. We have language barriers and mental health issues. People who look like they are on drugs when they may only have a disability. In the words of the captain in Cool Hand Luke, what we have here is a failure to communicate. Blue Dragon International Consultants understand this well and speak to quick, effective resolution coupled with restorative family and community measures for our front lines, in whatever capacity they serve. Working together ensures the best possible outcome. High-level training and insight through the Blue Dragon Presents series begin on August 30th to 31st at 9100 North Normandale Street in Fort Worth, Texas at 8 a.m. First responders are encouraged to attend with their spouses who can get in free with their paid registration. Also, local and national businesses can support officers, firefighters or entire units when they purchase their tickets at BDC.net. While independent school districts, city councils, pastors, security details, and the general public are invited to attend, Children are discouraged from participating due to the nature of the topics covered in this two-day event. Speakers include Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman, Tom Ziegler, Retired Sergeant Richard Morris, Sheriff Bill E. Wayborn, Garland Police Officer Greg Stevens, Stop 2 Armed ISIS-inspired terrorists from committing mass murder, Colonel James Frawley, Attorney Mark S. Jones, and former FBI Special Agent Paul Vick. Susan Hamilton will MC the event, and OffBeat Business Media is covering the presentations and interviews. Post-credit is available. Blue Dragon International Consultants, LLC is headquartered in Wichita, Kansas, and has a training component that exists to offer high-level training and recovery resources to local police and fire departments, security details, and independent school districts throughout America, in addition to services provided at a federal and international level. Go to bdic.net for dates and registration to attend upcoming events near you. All vendor and media inquiries should be directed to OffBeat Business Media at susan@offbeatbusiness.com or 214-714-0495 for details.